in a recession recently, I've learned that SMMEs are important. Small businesses contribute to our economy. So my business in the future is gonna focus on promoting smaller brands so that they can get like a bigger customer reach and then our economy can grow. So that's what I'm from Junior Achievements Program, and I'm grateful.
My name is Homoza. I was the general manager in the Junior Achievement in South Africa. What I obviously learned about is that we're not living in a world whereby business is not important. I'm the only science student around them, but I was able to have the courage to join this whole business thing. In our business, we had some whereby we faced challenges, and those challenges that we faced, they made me to be a strong person as I am today. So as the general manager, I had learned that I have to be the perfect leader in every single challenge that we face.
Hi, my name is Koketo Msana. I was the production manager in the Junior Achievement. I learned that you must know if a production manager, how many products you sell, how many products you must do, yeah, stuff like that.
Sorry, can you still hear us?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
My name is Kampel Ratuma. I was the financial manager in this company.
Hang on, we've got a little bit of interference from your voice is carrying on from what you've just said. Hang on, we've got a bit of a delay, I think.
All right. We're just calling a technician in. So we touched something, sorry.
Okay, no worries. Still hear us?
Okay. Is it okay?
Speaking.
My name is Kampel Ratuma. I was a financial manager in this business that we're doing at school.
Yeah, we're all sorted now. That's it. We're back on. Perfect.
Oh, perfect.
My name is Kampel Ratuma. I was a financial manager in this business we started at school. My experience during this program, it was that I learned much about transactions and how to analyze the business money and how it's coming in and going out. So this is going to help me in the near future that when I have a business, I have to know what am I making and what am I losing in the business. So that's what I learned in this enterprise.
Hi, my name is Terence. As you can see, I'm the only one boy in this four ladies. When I started attending this program of this enterprise program at JASA, my career I wanted to do CA, I wanted to do chartered accountants. But after attending this program, I started to acquire entrepreneurship skills and experience. And then from this program, I've acquired entrepreneurship skills, and then from there I decided to do entrepreneurship, become in entrepreneurship instead of doing SA. So what I've learned through this program is that I've acquired a lot of skills in business management, in financial costing and marketing, and now I also have testimony about this enterprise program because there was this meeting. It was held at IDC in South Africa at Sentin City. So what happened is that there were speeches were given based on entrepreneurship and business management, and the conference was about SMMEs, small businesses. So what happens is that there were 4 panelists, and the role of panelists was to comment on the speeches that they've been given. And then what happened is that they called one leader from our school. So what happened is that I volunteered to go there in front of people, Then what happened is that each and every panelist was supposed to give a speech based on entrepreneurship. So what helped me is that I applied these entrepreneurship skills and this entrepreneurship knowledge. So because of that, after that meeting, I found sponsor. Then as I'm talking now, I'm sponsored by many individuals and MMPs and ministers in South Africa. Thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Robert. I'm from a different organization called BizKids SA. So what we do is we introduce entrepreneurship to primary school kids. So we have kids at the age of 9 to 12 running sustainable businesses. So what we do is we go to like disadvantaged areas. We're currently working with over 400 kids in Alex. So we have kids that have businesses. So these kids have like different products. More especially, they have products that are made of recyclables. So they have like recyclable products that they sell. So we give them information on how to run a sustainable business, and on top of that, we create a platform for them to sell those products. So we have market days. We teach them how to pitch. We also teach them how to like pitch to your investors and stuff like that. So we're so fortunate because we're only meeting the JASA group now, and I'm already feeling that vibe, the connection vibe with them. So we'll talk. I'll talk to them when they're done. So we just back here now. But in a nutshell, we introduce entrepreneurship to primary school kids, and we have a whole lot of success stories from kids that started their businesses for the first time, you know, and they are already making a turnover through our platforms, the market days that we create.
That sounds absolutely awesome. Thank you very much for that. That's really, really good. It's so inspiring to see so many different stories and how you've come together. And obviously, it's the support network, isn't it, that's a crucial element of all of this. It's having that support and also that ambition and that desire to actually set up in business and be successful. So what I'd like to do now, if it's okay, we still have another 4 people. Hopefully they won't talk as long as Johnny, because he does talk a little bit like that when he gets the microphone, so I do apologise. What I will do is he's just going to drop his camera now, hopefully, and come over, because it's Tom Aaron. He's our official photographer for the whole of the week, but he runs a really successful, his own company, T Aaron Photo. So I think I'm going to just slot in now and explain a little bit about what he does. Here we go. Here's Tom. Hello.
Hey, Tom. What's up?
So yeah, I'm a commercial and wedding photographer. So I started a business probably about 4 or 5 years ago now. Whilst I was still at college, doing little bits and bobs on the evenings, and then spent 4 years doing sort of another extra 2 years at college, just running it on evenings and stuff. And then I went full time 2 years ago now. So now I purely just work for myself as a photographer, really. I sort of got support initially from young cars. I got a grant to sort of purchase the equipment, stuff like that. And ever since then, I've been lucky enough to be provided with office, mentoring, and lots of other stuff. So yeah, my business really sort of focuses on like commercial.
Hey Tom.
Yeah.
I remember when I met you, man, you were quite hungry in that business space and you're doing some amazing stuff. So ever since we met, has your business grown so far?
Yeah, definitely. This year it's really rapidly grown, taking on a lot more clientele, focus on a lot more specific areas of my business to develop them, to get new types of clients, whatnot.
Can you tell these guys how old you are now?
I'm 22 now.
You started this business 5 years ago, guys.
Wow. And what would you credit your success to? I mean, it's only been 5 years and it sounds like you've done quite a lot. What would you credit that to inspire these guys to kind of hit the ground running?
I think if you really like enjoy doing something, like I absolutely love doing photography, so I was very motivated to make that my career. So I think when you're motivated about something, you try your best to sort of make to do that as a job, or in obviously some my industry is very difficult to get into and to sort of develop things. So it's quite a difficult sort of thing. I've been very lucky with like some of the things I've got to do, and yeah, it's helped me to develop where I am today.
Thank you very much, Tom. Before I introduce the next person, maybe a bit of a question back to you, if that's okay, so we keep the dialogue going. What's the biggest kind of challenge that you've overcome so far in your entrepreneurial journeys?
I'll go first.
Go for it.
Yes. I think, number one, I've started several businesses that have failed. Well, I started selling at the age of 11. I started selling sweets and stuff. So I've been part of the whole kidpreneur generation. And my first business was registered when I was in grade 11. So it was mainly cleaning, waste management, and it failed. And reason being is there was lack of support and information. So hence I started BizKids SA. I've realized how important information is to young people, more especially coming from disadvantaged areas. We need information, and that has been my biggest challenge as an entrepreneur. You know, because as an entrepreneur, you constantly learn, and technology has made life easier for us because when you have a smartphone, you have, you get to know what's happening around the world. So that challenge is currently decreasing, but I still face challenges in terms of like access to certain information.
And if I may add what we've picked up a lot in South Africa is we've got a lot of young people, we've got a high unemployment rate, and the biggest challenge is education on our side. So I think you might have noticed through the news and media that you will notice that a lot of university students are going through strikes because a lot of them fall off and they're not able to access certain resources. And the country is in a bit of a challenge around that, but there's a lot of interventions and a lot of support that is coming out from private organizations that are trying to address this, and Junior Achievement South Africa being one of them. And for us as the Hookup Dinner, as you've always known, we are about creating the necessary ecosystems and the communities that enable enterprise to move forward. And our young people come from a risk-averse background a lot of times purely because of the type of environments they come from at home. Our parents tell us, as we grow up, they tell us to go to study and look for jobs. And it's not a uniquely South African thing, it's a global phenomenon. But here in South Africa, it's even worse, just purely because there's something about following your dreams and your passion and getting support from your folks and your friends with the passion that you've decided to follow. And you guys are a perfect testimony to that. I mean, looking at Tom and just some of the other business, I think it was Katie, looking at how young you guys started in the space and the things that you're just doing and persevering, it speaks to the local ecosystem as well as how, as a government, how city is playing a major role in developing young people and preparing you for choice. So it's not even about starting a business, it's about having a choice between wanting to get a job and wanting to start a business. So we're still at an elementary phase in South Africa in terms of that. And this is really why we find it so crucial for us to connect with communities like yours in ensuring that we can inspire our young people and show them that as much as they have gone through a program about enterprise, but they can actually start the businesses. It mustn't just be a program where they finish off and they continue with their lives as normal. It must be a part of their lives because the job market is very small, and the new jobs will come out of new industries. And if these young people are not starting those new industries, we're in trouble in the future in Africa,
Thank you very much. Is there anything you guys on the front would like to say in response, or should we move on to our next person?
No, good job.
Okay, great. Okay, our next entrepreneur, I'll get him to take a seat here, is a man with style, as you can probably see. He's putting me to shame now. I'm going to hand you over to Haggai. He's going to tell you a little bit more about his business, if that's okay.
Hello.
That's it.
Hi. Just quickly, obviously my name is Haggai. I'm original founder of Aliku Clothing, which started about 5 years ago when I was at university. It went on, so we've got an online store, we've got a store in London, and we went on setting up a store in Kampala, Uganda, and Zambia, Lusaka. So, and then 2 years ago, after the success of Aliku Clothing, I resigned and started a hobby business in memory of my brother. What I'm currently doing is similar to you guys. I work with people with business ideas because I remember when I first started Aliku Clothing, I had no idea what a business plan was or where to start, where to get the help. So I feel like my passion is basically to help people get started. Simple things that other people who've got experience in business might probably not think twice about, you know, in terms of doing a business plan, how to plan and things like that. You know, for somebody who's never done business before, can be quite scary or daunting. That's what I do. So I go around helping businesses, existing businesses that need help in terms of increasing their revenue, income, or just need help with their marketing and branding. Or if it's somebody like you guys who's got a business idea, but just need a bit of motivation and direction, that's what I do. And I can say three words to you: just do it. Okay. Basically, we all have dreams, but you always need to. It's important to have a dream, but you need to have a plan, and you need to take action. If it's three things you can take from this. So dream, plan, and take action. There's no point in having a dream without a plan. And there's no point in having a dream and a plan, but without taking action. You know, there's no shame in trying. So if you've got dreams, you know, like the guy talked about having businesses that failed before. I've been in those shoes, my friend, where businesses failed. But one thing you can take from it is what you call as failure actually steps closer to your success, should I say. Because those things you take away, you learn from them, you gain experience. They're not actually failure, but they're things that you actually take and get you closer to what you need to be and they build your character and the person you are meant to be.
Amazing stuff. Can I just ask a question there, Haggai?
Yes.
Obviously, with Africa having, with 1 billion now, and by 2050 will be 2 billion, and the youngest population in the world. In terms of your business planning and forecasting and just into the future, how big are your plans for Africa in terms of your brand and the trends, seeing that you're a man of style?
All right, okay. This is a Tanya. There you go. That's a very good question. I think I do have some plans where, for example, probably in the new year, 2016, I'll be flying to Zambia and actually Johannesburg as well, South Africa. And I've been working with a few local entrepreneurs there. That one of them is sort of a local artist trying to get into the music industry. And another one is wanting to get into clothing line industry. So they've been asking a bit of advice in terms of how to move their business forward. The good thing about Africa from when I visited Zambia was, it might be similar to South Africa as well, I think. There's a lot of entrepreneurial spirit, you know, like that guy, obviously you guys started selling sweets when quite young. So you can actually use a lot of practical ways and experiences, you know, like seeing your mum hustling at the market, you know, you're walking down just and you see people trying to hustle as much as they can on the market. All those are business set skills that you can actually apply even on a commercial scale, if you like. So in terms of Africa, next year I'm basically trying to expand and bring my more knowledge or wisdom, if you like, and encourage and inspire guys that are really wanting to go for your dreams or your dream jobs, whatever it is that you want to do. That's so. Does that answer your question?
Yep, it does. And you must reach out. We have. Okay. Do you guys have questions?
Yes, I do. My question is, as young people in South Africa, in Alexander, young people have got ideas, but they are holding in this code that's saying that ideas are easy, but implementation is hard. Now, as successful as you are, what can you say to such people who are holding on this saying that says implementation is hard?
Don't die with your dreams. The biggest thing in life is regret. There's no shame, as I said, there's no shame in trying. In my own experience, there's three things that hold me back. One is the fear of failure. Number two is the fear of the unknown. So what if things don't work? I'm risking, should I just get a 9-to-5 job? And number three, it's the fear of just trying in itself. But actually, if you think about it, there's no shame in actually trying, because you never know. What if your dream and your ideas actually work? If they don't work, at least you will never live without regret. And there's nothing worse than living without regret to say, I wish I had tried when you're 60 years old. You guys are still young, you're still learning. So you've got a whole life ahead of you. There's nothing wrong in actually go for it. Believe in yourself. Don't listen to the doubters. Don't listen to the doubt inside you. But you just believe in the fact that you've been thinking about that idea means that you've got the capability of actually achieving that goal and that dream and business idea that you've got. Yeah. Oh, one last thing quickly. I just thought about this actually. We all come from, out of a million sperms, right? You won that fight. So that shows you were born a champion. So, the fact that you won that fight, means that you've got it within you to be whoever you want to be. Don't listen to the voice inside your head that's making you doubt and see things that it's impossible. You can become who you want to become. You were born a champion by winning that fight out of the 1 million sperms.
You're the one that made it, sunshine. Yeah. All right. Ross, please make sure you connect us with Haggai on email. I want to make sure that I meet up with him when you
No worries. No worries. Yeah. Awesome. I think what we'll suggest to do is share the details of everyone that's spoken from our side, everyone from your side, and we can start to get some communication going. Will be fantastic.
Yes. Awesome.
Great. Thank you, Haggai. Never thought we'd use the analogy of sperm this morning, so there we go. It's a new thing. I'd like to welcome Kit, if that's okay. Kit runs a digital business. We work with him as part of Engage Education quite closely. Kit's going to explain a little bit about what he does and then obviously take any questions from you guys.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Yeah, my name's Kit. I run a web design and development company. We create anything from websites to apps to big applications. Basically, if it happens on the internet, we can make it. As Ross said, we work quite closely with Engaging Education. We do some of their websites for them, and we work with a fair few companies all over the place, really. We only started about a year and a half ago. I was working a little bit before that on my own as a sole trader, doing some bits and pieces. I had a couple of goes at some other business ideas, which failed, and I have absolutely no regrets in doing that at all. And that, I think that's one of the things I would want to say is that if sometimes the idea might not quite work out, but it's what you can take away from that and put into your next project that really can stand the test. I've been
trying to get into sort of business for a few years. It took a couple of goes, but I'm getting there now. You know, we're a year and a half in, and we're quite successful and growing, which is the main thing. The other part of what we do is we also work in schools in the local area. And what I do is I go in and we teach computing. So we teach children all the way down to year one how to code, how to understand how to use computers and control computers, all the way up to working with sort of year 6 and secondary school, where we're then actually creating games and websites themselves, all the way down from that age, to the point that when they get to my age, they're in a position to take over my job.
Awesome. What are your plans for scaling beyond Hull City? Like, are you looking to grow into the UK globally, especially since you run an internet business?
Yeah, so I mean, as you rightly say, we're operating quite on a local basis at the moment. We've done a few bits of work outside in places like London and things, and certainly for the next year, we're looking at moving as far national as we possibly can. Obviously, the beauty with working with anything digital, and this goes for anything like an online shop or anything like that as well, is that you can your reach is infinite. You know, there is no reason whatsoever that somebody all the way across the world might go onto our website and like what we do and get in contact with us. So the possibilities are endless, really. And what we want to try and do is focus on focus on our sort of national market and beyond, if possible.
Very possible. Questions, guys?
Okay. I've got also a question. Is that I wanted to do? I'm also good in graphic design. I also know how to create games online. So I wanted to. My business idea was to create games online and sketch photos online and also sell them. But my challenge is that sometimes I don't have access in internet.
Sorry, could you just repeat that last bit again? Sorry, you don't have access?
Yeah, I don't have a software whereby.
Right. The best thing to do if you're looking at creating apps and things, that's a really good starting point. But what I would focus on doing is developing on something like Android, because the software to develop for an Android phone is free. So you can start developing on that. There are also some fantastic websites to go to. You can build apps and games from scratch that don't cost anything at all. And that's a really good starting point to go through. And then as you start getting used to things, you can then look at the other bits of software to get later on. But you can do a lot of things for free.
Okay, so far I've also created 3 games, and I think if I can show them, you will like them. And also I've created some videos and some cartoons.
Fantastic! Well, I think all the details are going to get shared amongst things, so feel free to connect up with me, and I'll have a look.
Okay.
Woo! Perfect. Lovely connection, great.
Ladies, questions or comments?
I want to ask, how viable is that market and how do you access it? Because another problem that we have is lack of networking skills and not knowing how to access markets as young entrepreneurs.
So, as I say, I think accessing markets online is a fantastic way of growing your network and building up contacts. Using things like social media and what have you to build up that network is a really good way of doing it. And the key point to make is that the more people you talk to, the more people that you can engage in conversation, just like we're doing now, or as I say, through social media, Twitter, Facebook, anything like that. The more people you do that with, the more you can grow, the bigger your market can become quite quickly.
Okay, thanks.
Amazing. I even have a suggestion, especially since I'm hearing a lot of digital solutions coming out. We need to do regular sessions. I think monthly boot camps online where there's an exchange of skills, there's an exchange of ideas and information between your community and our community. And we are happy to set it up on your side. So we're putting up this challenge to the Kansas guys to make sure that they can sponsor that on your side and make sure that it doesn't stop, you know?
And if I may add, we can start celebrating failure in all of these conversations, because that was one thing that came across the conversations, both locally and over there. And if we talk more about the failures, what we're doing is sharing with the next person how not to fail, but celebrating your own failure so that it's no longer taboo to fail. Very few entrepreneurs wear that badge really proudly. And what that means is I'm more of an expert after having failed a number of times because I now know what not to do. So I think if we do have those conversations, let's please begin celebrating failure in everything that we do. With obviously the mandate being we will eventually succeed.
Love it. Sounds brilliant. We'd obviously be very much up for continuing this on a regular basis, so you definitely get our vote on that one. Our final person to introduce is Louise, who specializes in clothing design. So she's going to tell you a little bit more about her business, and then again, any questions we'll happily answer ourselves.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm Louise. I set up a couple of years ago with the help of the John Cracknell Youth Bank, a clothing company called Wheezy Wears. We specialize in bespoke, custom-made clothing, but are looking at developing our own clothing range. We're hopefully setting up our website in the next week or so with the help of who you just spoke to. And yeah, we're growing all the time and it's going really well at the moment. I mean, we're still finding our feet and stuff because we are only a couple of years old, but it's going really well.
Awesome. Okay, questions?
What are some of the challenges that you came across?
I think one of the biggest challenges we're finding at the minute is things like costing. So obviously we've people having, with bespoke clothing, obviously people have certain prices in mind. So it's sourcing fabrics for people, what they want. You know, obviously people come to me with different ideas all the time. So it's kind of the challenge is to it's kind of dealing with everyone individually and kind of fulfilling their needs. It's not just about the business, it's fulfilling the client's needs.
So while we're still on that, I have some of my kids who design and make accessories from recyclable products. I think I need you to connect with them, and since it's first shift, you guys can see how you work on that.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
Can I ask, how old are you?
I'm 23.
When did you start?
It's a couple of years ago now. It was as I graduated from university because I studied clothing there.
All right, awesome. And then so we found there's three key challenges in South Africa. One is inequality. There's a huge inequality divide between the haves and the have-nots. And then it's poverty and it's unemployment. And we realize that within those three key challenges, when you break it down even further, you find that women have not been getting a lot of support. So policy affects them in a way that it's for them, it supports them in a lot of ways, but in practice, we're still finding a lot of challenges. I mean, our entrepreneurship rate for women in South Africa is sitting at like 8%. And that is a major challenge. And when you ask a lot of women as to why they're not getting into business, you find things like that a lot of them are risk averse, and I think it has to do with their background and the social challenges that they currently have. I just want to find out from your side, being in the UK, how have you found that? Are you finding that as a female starting a business and wanting to be an entrepreneur and running with it, is it as easy as it is for your counterparts, male counterparts, or is it the same?
I mean, to me, it feels the same. I mean, obviously talking to people on the room, we all have our own challenges and everything. And I am quite lucky, you know, I do have a lot of support at home and stuff from my parents and, you know, all my family and everything. So I am lucky in that respect. But I do understand there are a lot of women and people in general out there that do struggle and get the support and stuff that they need. But I'd be definitely, if anyone, you know, the girls on the panel on the other side there wants to talk about, like, you know, any of their difficulties as women and stuff, that would be definitely something, you know, you said about sharing the details and stuff. So that would be definitely something we could talk about. Yeah, any struggles that they're having.
I think it would help with inspiring motion. It's about inspiring energy and getting people to get up and do something. There is just something about fear and the fear of the unknown that we're trying to help our local young people to get out of their comfort zone and just start something, you know, and see where it goes, knowing that they will get support from their families and as well as the local ecosystems.
Yeah, I think also as well I think sometimes you said about, you know, women not maybe getting into it as much. Maybe they don't do it because they think they'll be treated differently, but, you know, letting them know that maybe they actually won't be, that might give them confidence to do it even more.
So true. Okay.
So did you have any challenges as far as funding is concerned?
Sorry, what was that? I didn't quite catch that.
Did you have
has your business okay, sorry, go on.
Yeah, we'll get that. I got funded by the John Cracknell Youth Bank originally, and with that managed to buy equipment and materials to start creating clothing and, you know, growing a client base and everything else, and networking and making connections. And then last year I actually applied and won the Ruth Badger Set grant, and that was another, you know, again, money towards equipment, materials, funding, that type of thing, but also having Ruth Badger mentoring me and helping me develop my business has been amazing as well.
Ruth Badger is an awesome champion of entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, handing over back to you, Ross.
Fantastic. Hey, obviously, I am aware of time. If it's okay, ask if anyone in the room has any questions, because we've got quite aren't necessarily here to speak and tell you their journey. Has anyone got any questions they want to ask in particular? No, you've answered everything. So there we go. That's good. Have you guys got anything you want to ask us in general?
Do you guys have an interest outside of Hull City? Like, do you when you start your businesses or when you have your ideas, do you ever have a curiosity about Africa, for instance, accessing new markets and accessing new communities, and just wanting to know whether you can expand into new frontiers, be it Africa, be it Brazil, markets outside of the UK?
I think, yeah, first of all, just from our point of view as Engage Education, we definitely are interested in that. As Kit said, we work with him on the digital front. So for doing that and breaking into the kind of international boundaries, that is quite an easy thing to do as such. And that's something we would be excited about, because we do work nationally across the UK. I'm going to bring Hage back in, if that's okay. He'll probably just give a little to that question.
Okay.
Hi again. Just quickly to answer your question, yes, we do, because I think it helps because we've got a different sort of perspective, objective view, obviously being based in England, and obviously looking at the opportunities that you guys have got. So one of the ideas is obviously working hopefully with guys similar to you, not just in South Africa, but just in Africa in general. With anybody that's looking at starting their own business, because I can see things from a very different perspective and see opportunities perhaps you guys might not really see, and how you can improve things. Because I truly believe that you guys have got the resources. It's probably just having somebody to point you in the right direction and support to say, right, this is, you've actually got this to use that. That's, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you. Hey, Charles.
So yeah. I'm gonna pass you on to Charles really quickly.
Hello, hello everyone. You all right? Lebo, I think what we're going to have to do, we're going to have to organise some of the young people to come over to South Africa next year. I'll have to ask some of our sponsors to see if they can sponsor us there, because it's really good. For instance, today we've got obviously KC, but we've got RB Reckitt's who are here as one of our sponsors as well. But we'll see about putting an itinerary together. If it's not next year, it's certainly going to be in 2017. But don't forget, it's City. Oh God, hello. But certainly, if not, it's City of Culture in 2017 in Hull. So obviously, it'd be good if yourself can come back with some colleagues as well. But we'll look about and we'll see if the Youth Bank can sponsor some of the young people to come over. If you can get some cheap flights, because I know how good you are, Lebo, at getting cheap flights as well as cheap hotels, we'll sort something out. But we've got to meet face to face in Africa.
No, we definitely do. On our side, just to share when it comes to exchange programs, I think, Charles, you're aware that we did something in Israel as well as in Sydney, Australia recently. So we really have a keen interest in connecting young people into new markets, just from an exposure point of view. And I remember before I started the hookup dinner, we used to work, myself and Pakiso used to work on a youth development program. And there was a lot of kids that used to come out of the UK, and we used to work with them in the townships and so on. And some of them, it was the first time they'd been outside of Manchester, for instance. And that exposure, it's incomparable. I mean, the way you have broad thinking outside of your comfort zone, it just changes your world, your perspective in terms of new things that you can start and what you can potentially do as a young person. So I'm definitely for it, and we are advocating. We're currently having conversations with local stakeholders to have a trip out to India. We're going to start in India, and then if we can get sponsorship for the UK, hey, we're coming.
Brilliant, fantastic. I'm aware it is past 12:30, our time, obviously, and from our point of view, I think that's been really, really successful. I know last year was fantastic and it was kind of groundbreaking for us, but I think this year there's some real key developments that's actually come out of this, and there's an opportunity now to really establish and build on these links. So Charles has said he'll circulate the email addresses to yourself and Jackie, and if we can get vice versa from you guys over there. It looks as though we're going to be committing hopefully to doing some more of these on a more regular basis, and like you say, celebrating that failure and seeing how people have moved on from the failure and what further opportunities have come about. And also now just thrown into the mix is hopefully a trip over to South Africa, which will be very nice to see this in practice. So from ourselves, from everybody here, on behalf of everyone, thank you for connecting. Technically went fantastic, so thanks to KC and everybody here for helping and sorting that out. Thanks for your time, guys, this morning and this afternoon, and we will see you soon. Have a good day, have a good week. See you later.
Yes.
Great.
Wow.
How was that, guys?
Yes.